Hi, I am Bishwajit Nath. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Through the channel, I already discussed about the various topics in physics. I think you all enjoyed my videos. If you enjoyed my videos, then please click the like button and please subscribe my channel and watch the videos, and please write the notes, but I request you, please don't download the videos. Let's watch the video. The today's topic is the Joule's law about heating effect of current. This topic of discussion is Joule's law of heating effect of current. You know, when the current passes through a conductor, then electron moves from the negative pole to positive pole, or negative potential to positive potential of that wire. Then these electrons collides with the other electrons and the crystal structure of the conductor. That's why some kinetic energy of electrons converts into heat energy. That is, when some electron moves from negative to positive side of a conductor, then these electrons collides with each other and some electrons collides with the crystal structure of the conductor. Therefore, some energy of these electrons converts into heat energy. That's why when some current passes through the conductor, then some heat is produced. Then Joule gave some laws about the heating effect of current, which are known as Joule's law about heating effect. Let's see these laws. Let I be the current, V be the potential difference across the wire, T is the time taken, capital R be the resistance of the wire, H is the heat produced due to the flow of current. Then first, H is directly proportional to I square, that is, heat produced is directly proportional to the square of the flow of current when resistance of the wire, that is R, and time taken T remains constant. On the other hand, when I and T remain constants, then H is directly proportional to R, that is, heat produced is directly proportional to the resistance of the wire. Third, when I and R remain constants, then H is directly proportional to T, that is, heat produced is directly proportional to the time taken. Therefore, we can write H is directly proportional to I square RT. Therefore, H is equal to I square RT by J, where J is a proportionality constant. Proportionality constant. If the value of H is expressed in calorie unit and I R and T are expressed in SI unit, then the value of J is equal to 4.2 joule per calorie. Then J is equal to 4.2 joule per calorie. Okay. We also know that work done W is equal to J into H. When W is expressed in joule unit, then W is equal to I square RT. Okay, therefore electric power P is equal to W by T, or P is equal to I square R. Again we know potential difference V is equal to I into R. Therefore we can write P is equal to V into I. This gives 1 watt. We know the unit of power is watt. Therefore 1 watt is equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere. Bulbs, it is written that 220 volt 60 watt. What is the significance of this? This statement tells us that the bulb glows at its maximum brightness at 220 volt and it consumes 60 joule energy per second. That is, the bulb consumes 60 joule energy per second, per 1 second or per second at 220 volt and glows at its maximum brightness. Okay. Next topic is the proof of Joule's law. Let capital R resistance is connected with a capital R is a resistance of a wire which is connected with a cell having potential difference V. I is the amount of current flows through this wire. Let in time t the amount of charge flows is Q is equal to I into T. Therefore, work done W is equal to, we know, charge into potential difference. Therefore W is equal to I into V into T. Again we know V is equal to I into R. Therefore W is equal to I square RT, which proves the Joule's law. When W is expressed in Joule unit. If the heating effect is expressed in calorie unit, then we can write W is equal to J into H, where H is expressed in calorie unit. Therefore H into J is equal to I square RT. This gives H is equal to I square RT by J. Let three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series with a cell having potential difference V. P1, P2 and P3 are their power respectively. If P be the equivalent power of the circuit, then 1 by P is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. When three resistors are connected parallelly and their powers are P1, P2 and P3 respectively, then the equivalent power, let P is the equivalent power of the circuit, then P is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. When two bulbs B1 and B2 are connected in series and these two same bulbs B1 and B2 are connected in parallel, then in which case these bulbs glow at their maximum brightness? You know that when the resistors are connected in series, then the equivalent power P is equal to P1 P2 by P1 plus P2, and when these resistors or bulbs are connected in parallelly, then the equivalent power P is equal to P1 plus P2. That is, in case of series, the equivalent power P is equal to P1 P2 by P1 plus P2. In case of parallel combination, equivalent power P is equal to P1 plus P2. We can say that PS and we can say that is PP. Obviously here PP is greater than PS, that is, power consumed in parallel combination is more than the power consumed in series. That's why in parallel connection the bulbs glow at their maximum intensities. Our next topic is the principle of least heating effect. Let two resistors having resistance R1 and R2 are connected parallelly, and I1 and I2 are the currents passing through them respectively. I is the main current. Therefore, total power, I is the main current, therefore I is equal to I1 plus I2. And total power consumed in these resistors is P is equal to P1 plus P2. This gives P is equal to I1 square R1 plus I2 square into R2. This gives P is equal to I1 square R1 plus I minus I1 whole square into R2. For the minimum value of P, we know that therefore for the minimum value of P, we know that first derivative of P with respect to I1 is equal to 0 and second derivative of P with respect to I1 is positive. Therefore, we can write that dPdi is equal to 2 I1 R1 minus 2 I minus I1 into R2 is equal to 0. This gives I1 R1 minus I2 R2 is equal to 0. This gives I1 by I2 is equal to R2 by R1. This is the principle of least heating effect. This is the end of our discussion for today. I hope you enjoy my videos and you can understand the physics better. If you like my video, then please click the like button and please subscribe my channel and wait for my next videos. Thank you for watching my videos.